Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. And yes, the puzzle on the screen is by the great Phistomefel. I've actually been a bit tardy with doing Phistomefels. Phistomefel, I mean, it's some of the greatest news for the Sudoku community that Phistomefel has started setting again. And I'm actually getting behind in terms of solving them because there's another Phistomefel puzzle as well that we haven't covered on the channel. Of course, I will get round to that at some point, hopefully, if I can do it. But this puzzle has the unusual distinction of perhaps being Phistomefel's easiest puzzle, apparently. Many of you who've recommended this to us have said that it's a puzzle you never expected to be able to solve, having never solved a Phistomefel before, but you could do it, and that's made you euphoric, understandably. So this is what we're going to have a go at in today's video. I don't believe it. 51 seconds that has taken. I can hear Maverick has taken off, so there might be some aeroplane noise in a moment. I apologise if that's so. But yeah, this is meant to be an approachable Phistomefel. It's called Copycat, and I will read you the rules in a moment. I'm just suddenly realising if I'm meant to be able to see a cat in the grid. I can't see a cat. No, they are two eyes and a nose. Maybe. No, I think my imagination is playing tricks on me. Anyway, I've got loads of interesting stuff to tell you about, so let me get on with that. We'll start off by, if you are a patron of the channel over on Patreon, firstly, thank you so much for your support. Secondly, there is a brand new James Bond theme Sudoku hunt that has just made its appearance. It came out yesterday. We had already about 50 correct entries, so very well done if you were early to the solving. Yeah, the feedback so far has been really touching, so I definitely recommend it. You'll find that the puzzles appear to have been set by some nefarious characters, and yeah, they're all quite enjoyable, especially if you're a fan of James Bond. Next bit of news, we are streaming tomorrow night. Mark and I were trying to align our diaries. We seem to have managed it. That's probably the wrong size, isn't it? Let me try. Ah! Oh no! That was a total shank. That was properly large. Okay, that might be a bit better now. Yeah, we're going to be returning to this game, Dungeons and Diagrams, which is a game you can play within another game called Last Call BBS, maybe. But we had a lot of fun last time, so we're definitely doing it again. Tomorrow night, 10 PM UK time. Do join us then. Next, this is an unusual one. We had a fascinating email from an assistant or associate professor of statistics over there in California, Radley, who was describing the work of one of his students, Ni Nguyen. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And Ni has basically been using statistical regression analysis, which is something I vaguely remember from university, to analyse data from Sudoku solves on Logic Masters Germany. I kid you not. This is amazing. And I think Ni presented these results at a conference very recently. And I thought I would share with you some of the findings. So apparently, on average, each point of difficulty, so if you increase the difficulty of a puzzle by sort of 1 star, that reduces the total number of solves by a factor of 60%, which is extraordinarily large. Now, also, the presence of any variant increased the number of solves, with the most influential being Thermo and German Whispers, which both increased the number of solves by a factor of 116%. So if you want loads of solves on Logic Masters, make Thermo Sudokus mixed up with German Whispers, and you're good to go. On average, higher difficulty puzzles get higher popularity ratings, with 1 point of difficulty associated with an average increase in popularity rating of 14%. And of the variants, Killer Sudoku was the only variant which resulted in a reduction in the odds associated with lower difficulties. All right, what does that mean? So it says, i.e., killer variants decreased the odds of the puzzle being easier by a factor of 0.87 on average. Decreased the odds of the puzzle being easier. So if you I think that might mean that if a killer variant might actually on average make the puzzle harder. I think that's what that's saying, but I might be wrong. And then Nee took, this is really interesting as well. So Nee then took her solve data and moved it forward. So I think that all of the data that generated those conclusions was sort of looking at a 3-month window up to, I think, August 2023. She then rolled that forward and applied the model from September 2023 to see how closely her model would predict whether a puzzle would have 50 solves or more, and the difficulty rating of the puzzle, just basically from what the variants in the puzzle were. And the model managed to predict that a puzzle would get more than 50 solves with 87% accuracy, and the difficulty rating of the puzzle with 88% accuracy. That's really cool. And I know Radley is very proud of the work that she's done, and the reception at the conference was positive as well. And apparently, I love the idea of this. There might be follow-up research looking at the relationship between basically these variables and the chance of getting featured on Cracking the Cryptic. I'd love to know if there are any confirmed conclusions that could be drawn from that. I mean, there are conclusions. I mean, if your name is Phistomefel and you make a new puzzle, you've got quite a high chance of being on the channel. That's something I definitely think would be a conclusion you could draw. Anyway, to both Radley and Nee, thank you very much for sharing that with us. I thought that was really I thought it was interesting and cool that we are getting into academic circles at all. Now, some shout-outs I'd like to share with you today as well. I've got some birthdays. I've also got a different kind of shout-out to Mark. Mark, the 2nd of April, today indeed, marks the 6-month anniversary of Mark being sober and clean, which I know isn't... I mean, I do actually know what an incredible achievement that is, Mark, so very well done. Certainly that is something that's affected some people I know, and it is an incredible thing to have to battle with. So many congratulations, Mark. Shout out to all those of you who are battling with any sort of addiction or mental health struggles, and keep fighting the good fight, and really, really well done. Also, a quick shout out to Carl as well, a father of 4 over there in Texas, who I know has been battling with illness over the last year or so, but shared pictures, or shared a movie actually, of his cats. I love this. I think this is Oreo, and this is it Berlier's? I'm not sure, I might be saying that. Berlier's is not concentrating, and apparently leaves the scene now. But Oreo, Oreo does watch that cursor with some sort of concentration. And apparently, when the theme music comes on, Oreo's there, always wanting to watch. Intelligent cats, fantastic, Carl. So thank you for sharing that with us. And then I've got a couple of birthdays as well. Start off with John, who's turned 53 today. And I know this because your son Will wrote to us. And apparently you're over in Massachusetts, aren't you, John? Massachusetts always makes me think of the David Mitchell poem. I'll have to say that in a minute now. I just have to say it whenever I hear Massachusetts, sorry. But John apparently sent Will the original Miracle Sudoku, and since then they've both followed the channel. So John, thank you for sharing the original Miracle. Happy birthday for today. I hope you get chocolate cake. And thank you for living in Massachusetts, which allows me to remind myself the great David Mitchell, not the comedian, the writer, who wrote Cloud Atlas. And occasionally in his books he slips seamlessly from prose to poetry. Never announces it. It's just there, these little sort of diamonds in the hay that you can find if you really, you're paying attention. And Massachusetts always makes me think of, I think it's from the Bone Clocks. It goes something like this. Up the highest tree of all spirals Hershey's absent mind, known only unto squirrels and crows. The Hudson River stately winds between the Catskills' pigeon toes. A train's revealed, a train's obscured, a quote around a broken cup. I like to see it lap the miles and lick the valleys up. Google Earth-like soars his mind through clouds where snowstorms brew. New York State has dropped away, and Massachusetts flew. And Newfoundland is ice-entombed, and Rockall gull beshatten, where no eye sees the lightning flash its momentary pattern. I mean, doesn't need comment, does it? That is just genius writing. And the last birthday I'm going to do is Emmett. Emmett has turned 8 today. Emmett, I am so thrilled to hear that you watch with your dad, John. And apparently you wanted chocolate cake today so that you could tell me about it. Isn't that lovely? Emmett, many happy returns. I hope you get a suitably splendid chocolate cake. And I have heard that you sometimes shout at the screen when you spot something I've missed. And, well, John, where's he learned that from? Emmett, brilliant. It's brilliant to hear that you're spotting things I miss. And I wish you a very many happy returns. Maverick's doing another fly past, and we will turn our attention to doing some Sudoku solving. Let's have a look at Copycat by Phistomefel. These are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, in every column, and in every 3x3 box. The grey line is a palindrome. The lavender line is a zipper line. Okay, does it explain? It does explain what those things are a bit lower down. So maybe we'll skip to that straight away. So it says the palindrome, digits on a palindrome line read the same in both directions. So if this is a 1, that has to be a 1. So I mean, let's see how far we get. I don't know how long this line is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go 6, 7, 8. So that means that you can see if we start the line here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it would read exactly the same as if we started reading it from here. So it has a palindromic property, which it's required to have. Now the lavender line, that's this line, is a zipper line, and digits an equal distance from the center of a zipper line must sum to the digit in the middle of that line. So that means this is the digit in the middle. Let's make that. Let's repurplify it. So these two squares are an equal distance from the middle. They're 1 cell away. So those two digits have to add up to that one, as do those two, as do those two, as do those two, etc., etc. So that's how zipper lines work. And then we've got Copycat. It says the two lines have the same composition of digits, e.g., if one line has two 3s, 5 4s, and a 9, then so does the other. The order of the digits is not necessarily the same on the two lines. Right, so it doesn't actually look like these lines have the same length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 on that one. I suppose I could have got that by working out that it had got to 8 and then went down the other side. So there should be 15 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, okay, this is right. Just doesn't look it. So whatever we put on the lavender line, we've also got to put on the palindrome line. Crop key. A white dot between two cells indicates the values differ by 1. Okay, so there is only one white dot, I think. So these two digits are consecutive, is what we're being told there. A black dot between two cells indicates that their values are in a 2 to 1 ratio. So if this was a 2, this square here would have to be a 4 or a 1. So another way of expressing that would be to say that one of the digits needs to be double the other. So providing one of the digits is double the other across a black dot, that will be potentially correct. Not necessarily all dots are drawn in, so it's perfectly possible for these two squares to be in a 2 to 1 ratio and not have a black dot. It's just we know positive information about the dominoes that do have dots. And that's all the rules. That is it. Do have a go. It's meant to be doable. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking now. I don't know whether to start. I don't know whether to start with colouring. Because obviously I could immediately, you know, I know these digits are the same. I also know that these two digits have to appear on the zipper. No, they have to appear twice on the zipper, actually. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Because whatever they are, let's say those digits were a 1. That means there's 2 1s on the palindrome. So there have to be 2 1s on the zipper, at least, because there could be more 1s along the palindrome. So whatever this is, it appears twice on the palindrome. So what we probably want, maybe that digit. That's seeing a lot of... Oh no, that's the middle. That's the middle of the palindrome. So that doesn't have, because that was when we did it. That was the middle of the palindrome. Oh right. Hang on. I've thought of something. Right. Okay. No, let's not look at the palindrome line first. Let's look at the zipper line first, because there is a property that we can associate with this digit, isn't there? That digit must be the highest number on this zipper line, because it's always the sum of 2 other numbers on the line. So we can't make this a 5, for example, and have a 6 on the line, because the digit opposite the 6 is never going to be -1. So this is the highest digit on the zipper line, and therefore it must be in a position on the palindrome line which doesn't have a reflector. So it must be in the middle position of the palindrome line, so it must be there. So these two digits are the same. Yeah, that's lovely, actually. So now we can place this digit in box 3 by Sudoku, because we know this digit only makes 1 appearance on the palindrome line, and we know it makes only 1 appearance on the zipper line. So I think that is green. I think that is green. I think... Are we just going to write in all the greens? Not maybe quite yet. Oh... No, I get it in one of 2 places in box 7. One of 2 places in box 8. One of 3 places maybe in box 4. And one of several places, well, 5 places, which I'm not really prepared to pencil mark in box 5. Okay, so that was nearly it, wasn't it? That was nearly the idea, I think. So every other digit appears at least twice on the zipper. Two, 3, 4, 5. 15, 16 divided by 3 is over... Right, that digit's at least a 6. We can say that straight away. And the way I'm seeing that is I'm just looking at column 7, where I've got 5 digits that all have to be different on the zipper line. So if I make these as low as I possibly could, they would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if you know your triangular numbers, you'll know they add up to 15. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 15. Add that digit in, because these digits here, they represent the first 3 zipper totals. So, in fact, maybe that's a simpler way of explaining it. We know that whatever this value is, let's say it's x, we know those add up to x, we know these add up to x, and we know those add up to x. So the yellow cells overall must add up to 3x. And I've worked out now that 3x is at least equal to 16. Because if I put 1 here, well, let's do it like this. That we could all agree would be the absolute minimum we could make the yellow cells. So 3x is an absolute minimum of 16, which means that x is equal to a number that is over 5. So this can't be 5.33 or whatever it was I came up with. So that's at least 6. Now, yeah, it's not 6 actually. It's not 6, because if it was 6, how could we fill these digits? Yeah, the problem digit is a 3. In order to make this 6, there are 2 ways of making numbers add up to 6 using different Sudoku digits, 1, 5 and 2, 4. So we could make these, we could make those, for example, 1, 2, 4 and 5. But how are we going to make the third pair work? Now, and the point is, you can't use double 3. You know, if you try to make that a 3, you're going to have a 3 there, aren't you? So so double 3 is not available, which means, yeah, okay. So the other way of seeing this, I mean, that's true. This can't be 6, but the other way of seeing this is that these 6 digits, the pairs effectively see one another. So we can't have a repeated digit here. You can't have a repeated digit there. You can't have a repeated digit there. So you effectively need 3 different ways of making the total. And if you need 3 distinct ways of making the totals, you're going to the sum here is going to be at least 7. Now, so that square is at least, that's the same as this, that's the same as this. So imagine, it might be something to do. If we could force this digit to be the green digit, then we would know that green was 8. Because you can't put 7 or 9 on a black dot. Because remember, on a black dot you always need a number that's either half or double the other number. And if this was 7 or 9, that would require this to be 14, 18, 4.5 or 3.5. None of those are Sudoku digits. So perhaps there is a, so that, right, so that would also, we'd know this was green if this was green. So we either need to prove this isn't green or this isn't green. Or just wondering if there's something I've missed in the middle box that would allow me to draw that conclusion. Don't see it. If there might be, but I'm not seeing it straight away. Or is it going to be something to do with, let me just highlight those squares for a minute. Is it going to be something to do with, again, if these were 1s, I've got to put 2 1s. Or maybe that cell is a better choice. I'll give that a colour. Right, that's the 4th cell in. So that digit has to appear twice. No, it's still okay, isn't it? I was just noticing it couldn't appear in at least these 5 of the yellow cells. But it could appear there, it could appear there, it could appear there. And it has to be in 2 of those positions. It's not actually, I'm not actually seeing quite how to do this yet. So this has to appear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, what does that mean? That's weird. That means there's a spare. There's a spare digit. Oh. Oh, that's weird. Oh, okay. Goodness me. I mean, that's really hard, I think. Whoever wrote in and said that this was easy, that's not easy. That's weird. I'm still not exactly sure my brain has understood it. There's something going on with the fact that, imagine this was a 7. And imagine that's 1 and that's 6. They're in the right position, aren't they? 1 plus 6 equals 7. Right. Now, the point is, whatever this pair is, it has to appear, well, we have to put 1 now on the palindrome somewhere. But the moment we put it on the palindrome, we're going to get a second 1 on the palindrome. That's how palindromes work, unless it's this position, which has already been hypothecated. So what that means is that once you make this pair exist on the zipper, it must be twice on the zipper. But there are 7. There are 7 different combinations, if you like, that we have to come up with that add up to 7 here. So when we put 1 and 6 in, we're going to consume 2 of these 7 combinations. So what I'm thinking about is, how do we deal with the... Oh goodness, that's really low. Maverick's really low. That's going to really buzz. Sorry, this is going to be very loud. I literally can hardly hear myself think. Anyway, what were we saying? So what I was saying is that, okay, so everything has a natural pair, if you like. I want to say that means so when we put 1 and 6 on, yeah, okay, right, okay, sorry, the cogs are shuffling into place. I now do understand it. Right. This is clever. This is actually clever. Right. So it is true to say that whenever you have a pair adding up to this digit that contain different digits, so let's say 1 and 6, obviously 1 and 6 are different, you'll consume another pair of digits on this line. So by having 1 and 6 here, there's going to be 1 and 6 somewhere else on the line. So by having different digits here, you must consume 2 digits. By having 1 pair of different digits, you must actually consume 4 of these 14 digits, or to put it another way, 2 of those 7 pairs. Now, how then are we going to deal with the fact that we actually have an odd number of pairs? So whenever we put a pair on this line that's made up of different digits, we're consuming 2 pairs. So there must be a pair of digits on this line that are the same number. Because if they're the same number, they can go across each other on the palindrome, like there and there. And that's fine. We've dealt with them from a palindromic perspective, and because they're opposite each other on the zipper, they don't have to create a second pair on the zipper. So that means that so I didn't need to prove this was green. What it means is this must be even. It must be even, because there must be an opportunity somewhere along this line for us to have a repeated digit adding up to this digit. And obviously 3.5 and 4.5 don't work, so that is 8. Somewhere here is a double 4 pair, and I think it might have to be here, because in my head, that can't be double 4. They're in the same box. That can't be double 4. That can't be double 4. And I think these three are all in the same column. So that pair is opposite each other. They're in the same column. Those are in the same column. Those are in the same column. Those are not in the same column. So they could be a repeated digit, and I think they have to be. So they have to be double 4. Yeah, and there can't be another double 4, because I was thinking the way we could get up to 7 pairs is by having 3 double 4s in effect. But we can't do that along this line, because there is actually no other opportunity to put double 4 anywhere on the zipper, because everything is opposite each other. So these are double 4. This is 8. This is 8. This is 8. This is 8. 8 is in one of those, one of these, one of those, one of these. So 8 could go here. Do we? No, we don't know whether it does or not. I don't think that was that easy. I know everyone's writing in saying, "Oh, it's an easy Phistomefel." That did not lock into place in my brain quickly. It really didn't. Right. So what does that mean? So now I've got to put 2 4. Oh. Well, yes, of course. Okay. So now I have to put 2 4s on the palindrome. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Where do I put a 4 on the bottom part of the palindrome? Well, it doesn't go in its own. It doesn't go in a box with another 4, or in a column with another 4, or in a row with another 4. So it goes there. That's a 4. So that's a 4 by palindrome. And now probably we're going to get loads of 4s, are we? No. No, maybe not. Let's just see. We can't have any more 4s on either line, though. That's going to be restrictive. Yeah, yes. So there's a 4 in one of these 3. It can't be in the same row as itself, and it can't be on the line, so that's a 4. And in this box, 4 can't go on the line, so 4 is in one of these. That gets me a 4 in box 1. How many 4s have we done? 6. Ah, where's 4 in column 7? The only opportunity, look, is there. Because effectively the 4s in columns 8 and 9 are hypothecated to these 2 dominoes. So we can't have any more 4s. If we put a 4 here, there would be 3 4s in 2 columns of the Sudoku. And that will lead to a repeated digit in a column. Now. Right. So now, surely the obvious question is, where is 9 in column 7? Because now 8 is the number in the zipper. There cannot be a 9 anywhere on the zipper, because we can't have a 9 opposite a -1. And therefore, there is no 9 either on the zipper or on the palindrome. So 9 is there. Where is 9 in box 3? 9 cannot go on a black dot, and it can't go on a line. So 9 goes there. That's a 4. That is not 8. So it is 2. 2 has got to add up to 8 with a 6, which looks like it has to be there. Probably we need to think about where that goes on the palindrome, but just a sec. Let's just see if we can keep going with 9s, because we've suddenly made a bit of progress. Yeah, oh, nearly. Where's 9 in box 2? Can't go on a black dot, can't go on a line. One of 2 positions, I think. Okay, that's weird. That doesn't actually seem to be doing very much. That 4 is putting a 4 in the corner down here. So all the 4s are done. That's so strange that 4 is the first digit to be filled, and we've virtually, we've got a smattering of other digits, but no more than that. That's got to have an even digit on it, which now has to be 2 or 6. This white dot. That's the nature of a consecutive pair of digits. It will always have an odd digit. It will always have an even digit. Yeah, yes, okay, sorry. What I was thinking is that once 2 has appeared on the zipper, it has to appear on the palindrome, which means it has to appear twice on the palindrome, which means it has to appear again on the zipper. So, but none of those can be a 2, which means none of these can be a 2. So there must be a 2 in one of these, opposite a 2 in one of those. Okay, that didn't work, did it? Well, oh, no, okay. So what that means, I just said there had to be a second 2 on the zipper. Well, that second 2 is not in those squares, and it's not in this column. And it can't be there, because if that was a 2, that would be a 6, and that 6 would clash. So the second 2, I love the way I did that. I said the 2 couldn't be there because of that pencil mark, rather than the fact there's a 2 in the row with it. So this 2 is actually knocking out. So there is a 2 in one of those squares, definitely, because there needs to be a second 2 on the zipper. And therefore that must have a 6 opposite on the zipper. So there's a 6 in one of these squares. Oh, no, sorry. I've just spotted something far more obvious. That can't be 8. Because 8 can only a partner... 8 needs a digit that's half it, because 16 won't work. And that would make this a 4. So that's not 8. Now, 8 was the green digit, so that is not green. Nor is it 8. That is 8, and is fully green. That is now not 8 or green. That is 8. So 8 is in one of 2 places in box 5, but that positioning of 8 displaced 9. 9 has to live in this position now, so 9 is in one of 2 places in box 1. 9 is... oh, bobbins, I don't know. Okay, but here's another point. What is the black dot pair in box 2? So, black dot pairs are either 1 and 2. Well, that doesn't work because apparently the 2 is up there. So this is not a 1-2 pair. It's not a 2-4 pair. It's not a 4-8 pair. So it must be a 3-6 pair, and the 6 is in one of those positions. So the 6 must be there. And that must be a 3. This is a very interesting puzzle. It's a fascinating rule set. And I can see how some aspects of it are easier than some Phistomefels. But you only get to put that in once you've had the revelation about the yellows, which I think was definitely a sophisticated deduction. Okay, but 6 is opposite 2, adding up to 8, isn't it? So that becomes a 2. I thought that was going to do something. So now I've had 2 2s, and I've had 2 6s. So I've got to put 2 6s on the palindrome. These can't be 6s, so they can't be 6s. Right, so one of those 3 squares is definitely a 6, which means one of these 3 squares is definitely a 6. What's this orange digit? Oh, that orange. Okay, that orange digit, I'm actually going to get rid of that. That was just me trying to work things out earlier. The same is true of that blue digit, isn't it? We don't know what they are at all. So, right, now, do you remember we thought about the even digit on this dot? That can't be there. That sees 2, 6, 4 and 8. So that digit is 2 or 6 by Sudoku. And that digit is 1, 3, 5 or 7. So it's got to be consecutive with this one. It's not 3, I've just noticed. So that's 1, 5 or 7. Okay. Right. So what on earth do we look at next? I don't know. Is it something to do with this row? 1, 3, 5 and 7. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. It's going to be something to do with... I mean, those digits are not a 2-6 pair, and they have to be two numbers that add up to 8. So they're either 1, 7 or 3, 5. Now, if they were 3, 5, that square couldn't be a 3, so that square can't be a 5. I'm not sure. I'm not quite... Yeah, okay, and this has to be a... because whatever this is... Yeah, maybe we get rid of colouring in yellow now. Whatever this pair is different because this square sees both of those squares. So this is also 1, 3, 5 or 7 because this can't be 2 or 6. So this combination here is either 1 and 7 or it's 3 and 5. Yeah, okay. So what that means is that this digit is there in column 7. That feels like it might be important actually, and that's because we've worked out this pair here. Let's not make them yellow anymore. Let's make them orange. This pair is distinct from this pair. So this digit in this column is not this square. It can't be either of the yellow pairs, so it must go up there. Actually, what we might want to do is make the oranges distinct within their world. We'll make these two blue. So we're going to say blue and orange are two digits that add up to 8. And yellow, maybe we'll change that one to something else. We'll make that grey. Yellow and grey also add up to 8. And these two digits are the same. And that digit is on the palindrome, so that has a friend there. So this digit is 1, 3, 5 or 7. Blue, that's beautiful. Let's just look at that. It's that simple now. Where does blue go? In box 9, and I think it goes there. Right. And blue has made 2 appearances on the palindrome, which is probably the limit of the number of appearances it's allowed to make, but it also has to make a second appearance on the zipper because it has made 2 appearances on the palindrome. Now, it could go there. So if it went there, its counterpart, which is orange, hang on, so if that's blue, that's orange. Okay, that's one possibility, but I think there's another, which is... or maybe there's another 2 actually. One of these is blue, which will make one of these orange. Golly, I don't know actually. Okay. Okay. Orange and grey have to have an appearance in this box, and they're going to now be on the palindrome. So orange and grey live there, which means by palindrome logic, orange and grey live there. So this is an orange-grey 6 combination. And this is an orange-grey 6 combination, where orange and grey are from different families of digits that add up to 8. So one of them will be from 1, 7, one of them will be from 3, 5. 3 in this box is definitely one of those 2 squares, so 3 in this box is definitely in one of those squares. And what now? Where's the simple way of continuing this? I don't know. No, still not seeing it. Could it be... No, still not seeing it. Oh, if that's grey... Ah, no, hang on, look at that. That's crucial. Right, so I said that grey had to be up there. Is that definitely true? That's definitely true. But now I'm noticing, well, that by reflection puts grey down there, but grey being there moves grey out of those squares and plonks grey into the corner. So that's now not 6, that's just grey, which is 1, 3, or so. It might get a 3 in the corner. And that means that is definitely only grey, which means these are not grey. This, oh, that's absolutely brilliant, because now, look, that's seeing 3. So now that is, so grey is 1, 7, which means yellow is 1, 7, because it is the digit opposite grey. So these two are 3, 5. So this one is 3, 5. This one is 3 or 5. This one is 3 or 5. Oh, I loved that. That's really, really made my day. that this one ruled this into the end of the palindrome. Yeah, okay, so where's that digit now in box 6? It's got to go there. Okay. And it has appeared. Grey has appeared twice on the palindrome. So grey's other job is to appear twice on the zipper. Oh, that might not be where we're meant to look next, actually. Seems to be a variety of ways it could achieve that that distinction. So these digits here are from 3, 5 and 6, aren't they? And that's definitely not 3. So this is 5 or 6. What about... Golly, I don't know. So 6 is now a digit. So 6 has only got 2 positions now in box 8, because there is a 6 on the palindrome here. Can we somehow take that forward? We just know so little about 6s in the middle 3 rows of the grid. Probably that's not where we're meant to look next. So these digits down here definitely include 2, definitely include 6. So 2 is down, 2 is in one of 2 places in box 9. And the other digit they include is, of course, yellow. So yellow is down here. So this is a 2, 9. I should know that digit then. Oh yeah, that's orange. Looking at my colouring, that's got to be orange. Now orange is a 3 or a 5, and orange is in here, so these are from 3, 5 and 6. But does that help me? Where I feel this digit's really underperforming, this yellow row 2 column 7, and where it lives in the world. What about... Does... Hang on. Ah, goodness me, right. 6 has made 2 appearances on the palindrome. Not on the palindrome, on the zipper, I think. 6 is there and there. 2 is there and there. So there can't be more appearances of 2 and 6 on the zipper. yeah, I mean, if that's 6, well, if that's 6, that's 2. But that would mean that we'd need to put a third 6 on the palindrome, which we'd need to put a fourth 6 on the palindrome, which would need another 6 as well on the zipper, which we couldn't do. So I don't think that can be a 6. I think this is impossible. So that is a 6, which means 6 is in one of those. And if that's not 6, the corollary is that that isn't 2. So that's 2. Oh, that's not going to do anything. Well, I suppose it gives me 2 on the palindrome. Yeah, it gets rid of a 2 here. Oh, it's really close to placing 2 in box 5. If we could get it here, then we would know this was a 1. Okay. Now, how do we do this then? Doesn't yellow have to appear? Yeah, that's the simplest way of doing it. Where is this yellow digit on the palindrome? Well, it's not in any on the top part of the palindrome. It must be there. That's the only place it can go. So it must have an equivalent here. Oh, nearly. No, okay, so yellow is in one of those. So these squares are from 1, 3, and 7. So 5 now is in one of those positions. Now 5 on the zipper must be opposite of 3 on the zipper. Oh, no. No, you rotten puzzle. Okay, and these squares are from 1, 5, and 7 by Sudoku. So these squares are from 1, 3, and 7 by Sudoku. Now, yellow has appeared. Yellow has appeared once on the zipper. But yellow must appear twice on the zipper, and it doesn't appear in those squares. So yellow is definitely in one of those 2 squares. So one of these is 3, one of these is yellow. Now that means that these digits are grey and 5. Look at that, it doesn't really do anything. It puts grey in box 1 up into one of those squares. Okay, no, I'm not sure that that's actually doing what I was hoping it was going to do. Ah, hang on, if that's yellow, that can't be yellow. That might do things. Yeah, that's got to be right. So that's got to be 3. Which means it's most certainly not yellow. Maybe 3 should have its own colour. No, it doesn't deserve it. It doesn't, because it's this 3 deduction has not given me anything. Naughty 3. But that being... Oh, hang on. No, that's okay. That being 3 means that one is not 3. So this is yellow 1 or 7, which must be opposite a 1 or 7 grey on the palindrome. So this square is now a 5 by Sudoku, no colouring. 5 is opposite 3, which makes sense. But does this 5 help us to know the meaning of life? Yeah, nearly. No, it doesn't. It doesn't, but nearly, because this 5 is now in one of 2 places in box 8, which means I've now found a 3-5 pair in column 4, and that means that's not 5, but it doesn't tell us what this is still. If this is 1, that's 2. If that's 7, that's 6. And the world still works. Ah, but that's... Okay, so that's now orange, because it's not blue, so that must be blue. So blue, good lord, so blue is now placed in box 4, and that moves 8 down here, which means this is no longer 8. 8 was definitely our green digit, wasn't it? So we get an 8 here. We get an X-wing of 8s there, which looks like it's going to be recalcitrant and not reveal much to us. Where is... Oh yeah, this is good. Where's grey in box 8? And the answer is, I don't quite know, but it's definitely vertical in one of those two squares. And that means, look, where is grey in box 5? Well, this grey tells us it's not there, it's not there, it's not there, it's not on this dot. So it goes there. And that is actually crucial, because that has just displaced the pencil mark position I had for it. In fact, look, it also gives me that grey, so I'm going to take just quick while I see it, I'm going to just take advantage of that. That means that's grey at the top. That's not grey, but I'm coming back to the key deduction, I think, which is that when I placed this grey, I took the pencil mark of a 2. So this is now a 2, which means this is a 1, and that must be a 6. Just using up, so this becomes a 2-6 pair. We can fill those in by Sudoku. There's a 6 down here along, so that's a 6-8 pair down here. Get rid of the corner pencil mark probably. This must be a 1 or a 7, which means it's yellow. This row, we must know what. We must know that a 9. That's a 9. So we haven't put 9 into the row. That makes that a 9. Look. Have we done all the 9s? Maybe that's the digit I've been missing. Yeah, well, I don't know if I've been missing it, but now I can see I can write 9 here. And that 9 is not green, so that is a green 8, which means this is, you've guessed it, a green 8. This is a no-coloured 6. I want to say all the 8s are done. That's probably right. Have I done all the 9s? No, but I might be able to. Where is... oh, look. Grey. Grey has become... that being 1 has meant grey is 7. And look, I can see. That's going to be the position of the last grey by Sudoku. So all of those become 7. That, therefore, seems to have to be a 5. I don't think I've ever coloured 5. So now what we're effectively being told is that yellow is a 1. So all of those are not only yellows, they are 1s. So this digit is not, doesn't include 7. This is a 1 and a 3. That digit's 9 by Sudoku, which seems to work in the column. That's 9 by Sudoku. That's taken the pencil mark position of a 2. That digit is a 1, which we now know is yellow. That's yellow by Sudoku, therefore that's yellow by Sudoku. This is 3 by Sudoku. Oh, we didn't. No, we still could get. No, we can't. I was hoping we were going to get 3 in the corner. I'm now not convinced that's true. This is 3 or 5, and therefore it's orange. This must be done now, mustn't it? He says, hopefully. That's a 5 or a 6. This 3-5 pair means that's a 6, which is not a colour digit. So that has become a 3 or a 5. So that digit is now a 2 by Sudoku. That's a 2 by Sudoku. Have we done all the 2s? What's going on? I'm not going to have a deadly pattern, am I? That's not 4. I've just got the digit. That's 9, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we've done all the 9s. So something's got to break this 3-5 pattern up. It's probably going to be... what is it? What is it going to be? What's this digit? 5 or 6? Oh no. What's going on? Oh, is it going to be... is it the oh, it's the palindrome, is it? Oh, that's... hang on. I'm not sure. I think I can... because that's become orange. Oh, no. 6... oh, yeah, 6 is a palindrome digit as well. So that's become a 6 by the palindrome. 6 is not a coloured digit. And then that goes into this digit, which is now definitely orange. Oh, look, that's done it. That has done it. Because that 3-5 pair sees that digit, and that gives us a 5 here. Oh, that is gorgeous, Phistomefel. How do you do this? That 5 makes all of the blues into 3s, and it makes all of the oranges into 5s. Okay, so we should just complete the colouring. Let's just complete the colouring like that, and tick. Wow. 200 people in 5 days. That's brilliant. I don't think that was easy at all. What are people talking about? That's taken an hour. I mean, admittedly, there's probably a longer introduction than sometimes. But that was just fascinating. Full stop, fascinating. Absolutely beautiful puzzle. Beautiful. A sublime idea executed just as usual with ridiculous panache. It's, stunning. And that idea about putting non-matching digits that add up to this digit on the zipper, and them having to be paired off. That took me a little while to understand that. That is gorgeous. The whole thing is gorgeous. It's a brilliant puzzle. Let me know in the comments how you got on. Let me know if you think it was easy. I'd be fascinated to know. And I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.